What's going on, guys? Gino checking back in for another video today. It is the, can't believe I don't know it again before I start filming, 7th of January. I'm currently having my breakfast for the day, which is quite different than usual, but still quite a feast. Alright, so I have my bowl of oats right here with 40 grams of whey, 70 grams of oats, 10 grams of cacao powder, 2 bananas and 12 grams of chocolate sprinkles. Yes, 12 grams is the magic number. A Nutella sandwich with 30 grams of Nutella, some water and some coffee to get hydrated. It's a pretty common thing that when I eat at my girlfriend's house, you know, in the morning, breakfast, I eat oats, and when I eat at home, I eat my all-bran bowl. But anyway, there's just some random facts. I actually wrote some things down that I had to do for the day. So I have to write a lot of new plans. I have to send out some questionnaires for my online coaching services. Obviously film this video today, and then of course hit some workouts and do some more stuff that's some random errands for the day. So I'm actually quite stoked that I'm leading out this fast, as you can see in the physique update in this video, man. Already seeing some visual differences at the abdominal department. The rest is also leaning out very nicely, but that already leaned out quite fast when I started this prep. So pretty excited to see that the things are moving and in the right direction. Alright, so I'm at home right now doing some work on the computer. As I mentioned, making a lot of new plans. January start is real AF. So having a pre-workout meal right now, it's also basically always the same, but I've kind of made that my own meal plan, if you will. You know, I track my macros, but I have some certain meals that I eat on a pretty much daily basis. So what I have right here, wow, tower of peace right here. 4 rice cakes, 20 grams of peanut butter, a container of quark, 500 grams, which is 45 grams of protein, some water again, and another coffee to get hydrated and caffeinated, and a kiwi for the micronutrient gains. Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 3rd episode of the Devoted series and yet another commentary over the workout. And this is also the 3rd upper body day of the week, pretty much the same as the previous video, but there are some different changes to my exercises that I will go more in depth on in this commentary. So what you're seeing right here is the incline dumbbell press. Now, I've tried to focus a little bit more on controlling the eccentric part of the movement, so letting it drop a little bit slower and more controlled, and using my legs a little bit more during the exercise. Now, the only reason that I'm actually doing this is because I want to keep my scapula in the retracted and depressed positioning that's obviously necessary to keep your shoulders healthy and target the chest to its full capacity. So what I do is I put my feet a little bit closer to my body, a little bit under the line of my knee. So my knee and my feet are in pretty much one line or in a straight line, or as much as possible anyway, which allows me to stay tight and keep my shoulders nice and deeply digged into the bench. Now, I've already noticed that I'm a lot stronger in this positioning. And that's obviously pretty self-explanatory, since you're tighter, your core is more tight, so you have more power to press the weight up, of course, and control the weight to a little bit better degree. Kom jongen. So I changed quite a bit on these dumbbell rows. Now obviously, as I've mentioned in previous videos, when it comes to targeting the lats, and specifically the lats, you need to put your shoulder in an extended position, or in other words, perform shoulder extension, which is the function of the lats. Now, it's a pretty common thing to actually retract your shoulder blades when you do this movement, but if you try to focus on not retracting your shoulder blades and actually simply performing the exercise with the lats, it'll feel very different, trust me. I also tell this to my buddy Stefan, who I'm training with right here, and he said that it feels amazing, and it's a way different feeling than simply just performing a dumbbell row as you're probably used to. So I highly suggest you try that out. Try to keep your elbows a bit more to your side and actually focus on performing shoulder extension instead of scapular retraction. Now, since I already do the flat dumbbell presses on my overhead press upper body day, I simply just stick to incline dumbbell presses and flat machine presses to hit all parts of the chest, you know, the upper part of the chest and the lower part of the chest. So I believe we did around 4 sets of anywhere between 10 to 15 reps, really controlling the eccentric part of the movement and exploding on the way up. Now for this workout I didn't film every single exercise, so I finished off the workout footage with some arms, simple rope tricep extensions, really focusing on squeezing at the bottom or the concentric of the movement, and then supersetting it with some biceps, simple supinating dumbbell curls. What I really try to focus on is actually performing the supination part of the movement, so simply twisting your wrist out until your pinky is pointed in the direction of the ceiling. Now what this does is it increases the activation of the long head of the bicep, which enables you to focus more on developing the peak of the bicep. So that's it for this quick commentary, and enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so it's time to do a little Q&A. I put up a question box on my Instagram in which you could have left any question for me to answer in this YouTube video. So if you're not following me already, here's my Instagram. Give me a follow. So I'll grab the question list right here. Alright, so question number 1. Should you cycle your creatine intake, like 2 months on, 2 weeks off or something? No, you should not. Creatine is something that you have to keep taking in order to reap the benefits of taking creatine, since the creatine levels in your blood will have to be saturated. And they have to stay saturated in order to reap the benefits. Because if you cycle on and off, the creatine levels in your blood will not be continuously saturated. When you take creatine, your ATP levels, which is the explosive power in your muscles for the first 3 to 5 seconds, and it actually causes you to be more explosive for the first couple of reps. So that's why your strength increases when you take creatine. So if you want to reap the benefits of taking creatine, then you should keep taking creatine for pretty much every day for the entire year. Do you have a certain goal or dream for this coming year? Yeah, I have the goal obviously of stepping on stage, which is pretty much the prime goal of 2019. But in terms of a dream, I have had a dream for a couple of years, and I'm actually working towards that every single year. So in terms of business, in terms of my fitness goals and being able to help a lot of people, that is my dream, and I'm living it currently and building it every single year. Will you be at FIBO this year? Most likely, yeah. Depends on the date though, since I have a competition on the 20th of April. So if all else is pretty much in favor in terms of the date, then obviously I will be there. See you there, Alex. Good question actually. Are your parents or relatives also built, or are you an exception in your family? I remember I was on vacation in Turkey when I was like 8 years old or something, and my mom was wearing a tank top, and she didn't even lift at the time, so the people in the hotel were constantly asking her if she did bodybuilding or if she was a bodybuilder. Since her muscles are very well conditioned, they're actually very visible even though she doesn't lift any weights. And my dad was pretty built as well. I remember seeing a picture of him flexing his abs, showing his abs just for the fun of it, and he also had some very broad shoulders. So in terms of genetics, thank you mom and thank you dad. When it comes to cardio during your prep, are you going for HIIT cardio or light intensity cardio? I'm currently keeping it in the middle, so I'm doing medium intensity steady state cardio, which pretty much means that I'm breaking a sweat but I'm not exhausted at the end of my cardio session. You could choose to do HIIT cardio or high intensity interval training, but keep in mind that it might interfere with your recovery in between your weight training sessions, which is a pretty big priority for me since I want to keep my muscle mass. So I'm not doing any HIIT cardio at the moment, but that might change in the future. Do we lose muscles when we're cutting? And if so, how do you avoid it? You will pretty much only lose actual muscle mass when you dip very low into your body fat, like for example 5%, but that's pretty much only for people who step on stage or have a photo shoot planned. So if you're just casually cutting and getting down to about 8% body fat, you won't really have to worry about losing muscle mass, but it could happen since you're in a caloric deficit. So the best way to avoid it is to keep lifting heavy, or try to keep using the same weights as you were doing when you were bulking in an attempt to maintain your strength and actually maintain the level of muscle mass that you have currently. Do you recommend doing a cut for a beginner? This very highly depends on your own personal goal and your individual preference. For example, if you just started lifting and your body fat is pretty high and you're unhappy with the way you look, then obviously do a cut and lose some body fat. But if you're already pretty lean, let's say around 12% body fat or maybe even lower, I highly suggest you to actually take advantage of the newbie gains and hop on a bulk. What's the biggest mistake that you've ever made? Damn, that's a good question. I'm not very big on mistakes or anything, because I personally believe that every single thing that you do is a learning experience, whether it's a negative situation or a positive situation. But sometimes I think to myself, and I actually hate the fact that I do this, what if I started working on self-development a little bit earlier in my life, like for example at the age of 16 for example. So when I started lifting I was pretty insecure, and that had quite an impact on several aspects of my life. Not very drastically though, but sometimes I wished that I was a little bit more secure by myself, like I am now for example. So sometimes I think to myself, you know, what if I started on that a little bit earlier in my life? But I hate to be Captain Hindsight and continuously think like, what if I did this earlier? Or what if I did this when I was this age, for example? So I really hate to do that. I'm doing it right now. I'm very aware of developing my mindset to its best capability, which has a positive impact on pretty much every aspect of my life. I'd say that's the biggest mistake, but I don't really see it as a mistake, you know. I'm a very positive person, so I try to see everything in a positive light. I can't really see anything as a mistake, so I hope that answers your question. So Monday I went into the gym for my upper body 1 session of the week. My RPT lean mass people know what's up, and I already felt quite sluggish at the beginning of the day. So I was mentally preparing myself for the workout, and my strength was totally not there. I missed about 3 reps on every set. So for my RPT lean mass peeps, I hit 3 reps on the first set, 5 reps on the second set, and 8 reps on the third set, which is the bottom of the rep range. So instead of analyzing everything and continuously blaming myself for having a crappy workout, maybe I could have slept better, maybe I could have eaten better, whatever, I simply accepted it. And I think that's the best thing that you can actually do for yourself in order to have a nice workout the next day. I know a lot of people who actually dread about the fact that they have a crappy workout and they let that affect pretty much the rest of the entire workout. But instead, what I really recommend you to do is, if you have a crappy workout, which will happen eventually, trust me, everyone has them, simply accept it. Don't analyze it, simply accept the fact that you have a bad workout, that it has a particular reason. If you know the reason, good, change it, and if you don't, then it's just a crappy workout. It happens, so accept it and move on to the next workout, and know that the next workout will probably be way better. And another positive thing that I had during that workout is, even though my strength wasn't there, the pump felt amazing. And I actually asked my bro Maximiliano to snap a quick pic, since I noticed that I started to look way leaner while I had a pump. So in my eye, every negative situation also has a positive situation, and that was it for me at that particular moment. So I just wanted to quickly share that with you guys. If you have a crappy workout, please, for the sake of your own sanity and for the next workout that you have to hit, simply accept it, move on, and know that the next workout will be better. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was the 3rd episode of my devoted series for this prep. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to smash the like button, because it really helps out the channel grow. Comment down below what you liked and what you would potentially like to see next. Subscribe to the channel for so much more content coming really soon. I'm out, guys, and peace out. See you in the next one.